Hey Transformer fans, welcome to the last Transformers episode of 2025. This has seriously been a year of the redo, so yet again we are doing a combiner team of the Combaticons. But before we get to the Combaticons, let's do our shout outs of the week. First is at Back to the Media at 48 South Loudon Street here in lovely Winchester, Virginia. And at Back to the Media, you could get all, and I do mean all, of your video game needs from the Atari all the way up to current systems, games for each console, and so on and so forth. Oh, sorry for the vertigo. Y'all, sorry about that, but trying to hold this thing while I'm trying to do everything right for the Combaticons. But like I said, the Back to the Media is the home of all of the video game needs that you need from the Atari all the way up to current systems, all points in between, so on and so forth. So definitely check them out. And while you're in the area, you can check out Play It Again Games at on Middle Row, right behind the Cecil Valley. So definitely check them out. So while you're in the area, definitely check them out. But if you need toys and collectibles such as Transformers and G.I. Joe and He-Man and Masters of the Universe, you could go to Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles at 115 South Loudon Street, which is where you can get all of your Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles. And such as the Combaticons. But I got this set off of eBay. This is a third-party dealership, so definitely check that out. As you can see, there's a comic book we just reviewed for Christmas. Hope you all enjoyed that video. But if you need comic books, speaking of which, but before we get to our comic book thing, but if you have toddlers from that are trying to do their get their skill building and so on and so forth, you can check out not Time Travelers, but you can check out Thinker Toys right across the street from Time Travelers. So definitely check them out. And you could get all, and I do mean all, your child skill building things there. So give them a shout. And now we can go into comic books. But if you're looking for a good place to get comic books, like Marvel Comics or DC Comics, things of the sort, you could go to Four Color Fantasies over there on Weems Lane. 80 Weems Lane to be precise, and get all your comic book needs. So definitely check them out. And if you're looking for comic books in Salisbury, North Carolina, you can check out Comic Monsters and see what they have. And get go through their collection of comic books. So definitely check them out. But if you're looking for a good place to get some Jamaican food and you're in the Winchester area, you could go to over to Tropical Islands at 39 Piccadilly Street, right across the street from the Hanley Library, and get some good Jamaican food there. So definitely check them out. And if you got a tree that you need removed, or a tree stump you need removed, or just to keep that tree trimmed, you can get a hold of Mixed Tree Service, and he'll take care of you and get you done right. So definitely give Mick a shout out. But if you're looking for some a good place to get some banking needs met, you can go to Bank of Clark or United Bank here in Winchester and check them out, and you can get your banking needs met. So definitely check them out, and get what you need. And if you're looking for insurance, like homeowners insurance, auto insurance, renter's insurance, check out State Farm or Farmers. You can get all your insurance needs met. So give them a shout. And while you're there, you can definitely go and check out Sheets, or you can go and check out Handy Mart here in Virginia. I mean, you can pretty much find Sheets on the East Coast, so definitely give them a shout. And give them a check out. And you can get made-to-order food there, so you get your belly full at the same time you're getting your stomach full. So definitely make it a point to see them. And while you're there, you can go and see you know, you could definitely get that done. And if you're looking for mental health awareness, Cobra Island does proudly support that. So you can check out Robert C. Brown at Healing Grace Counseling Services if you need somebody to talk to. He's a good person to talk to and good sound advice, so definitely give him a shout. But if Rob's not your cup of tea, there's other places here in Winchester you can check out, or you can check out National Counseling Group. But if you're not in the Winchester area, you can go and check out your closest therapist office. There's nothing wrong with getting any kind of help, so definitely give them a check. And while you're there, you can get it done. But if you're in the Winchester Front Royal area and you need you need to see a psychiatrist, you can get a hold of Northwestern Community Services. Check them out and see what they got to offer and get all the help that you need. So please do definitely check them out. And if you need somebody to text because you're dealing with something and you can't get into Northwestern or your local counseling office, psychiatrist office, you can text 741-741. They're good people to talk to. If you need to hear a human's voice, you can dial 988. So definitely give that a shout. And if it's a real bad emergency, go to your closest emergency room. So let's go ahead and start looking at our Combaticons. We're going to put Swindle and Vortex and Brawl and Blast off to the side. So we can look at Onslaught, who's the leader of the Combaticons and the main body of Bruticus. Let's start with looking at his head. That old Combaticon head. It does go side to side. It does do a 360. And you do get some wiggly waggly with it, as you can tell. And his arms can go out to the side. And of course it ratchets. There's a ratchet to it. So it can ratchet, but it does spin all the way around. And this part can shoot out, but he can bend at the elbow. He doesn't have any wrist swivel because it's a mold. Take his blasters out of his hands. Now his legs, he can do a kick, back kick at a ratchet, front kick at a ratchet, bend at the knee, and whatnot. So let's take a look at him and get him into vehicle mode. Which all you want to do is pop out this thing so you can drop his Onslaught head in there. And then, like Hotspot, you want to get his arms all the way up, as so. And then you do that with the other hand, other arm as well. You gotta do a lot of twisting and turning on this to get it all hooked up as close and right. You get him to look like this. And then you want to take his legs and you just accordion them up. You know, so ready to go like this. But when I mean accordion, let me show you. Have his leg out like this. You just accordion it up like this. And then spin him around at his waist. Or at his his thighs, and then you just connect them. And then you got him in his carrier mode. It's not all that good looking, but it does roll. Not all that good looking, but it can roll. And then you can get him into his Bruticus mode by untabbing at the thighs and getting his thighs where the wheels touch each other like this. And then you bring the arms down to the sides. And then make sure you get the shoulders down. If they don't unhinge. These third-party combiners kind of suck at this. At least the parts that's supposed to be the main body. And then you want to have him, have Bruce, him like that, have or start like this, and then you got the Bruticus head. But you want to take these little side pieces, flip them out, and then you have him totally perfect. Let me move the tripod. You want to have him looking like this. And then we put this part of Bruticus off to the side. And we will bring in the arms, and we're going to start with Blastoff, who was originally a space shuttle. You know, and but here he's a jet in this set. And of course his head could do the whole rotation. His arms can move all the way around. His legs can split to the sides, kick forward, kick back. He can bend at the knee. And to transform him is simple. Take the leg, fold it in on itself, and just clip it. Same as the other leg, fold it in on itself and clip it. And then you could just rotate him at the waist. Actually, you don't want to switch the waist around. And then you want to take the hands. You want to take his hands or his arms. Once you have the legs like this, take the arms. Same as the other one. And you want to unhinge his backpack. And bring that in. And boom, you got him in his jet mode. And then you want to get him to where he's in his mode for his for the arm. You want to take this part and swing it back down. And then take his head and swing it back like this. Ugh. Doesn't matter how his head's supposed to be when it's folded back, but I'm somewhat of a perfectionist. Ugh. When it comes to forming Bruticus, I do get kind of, I want it to be totally perfect. I forgot to bring the hands and the feet joints out. But then you bring the hand joint and connect it. And then you attach this part to the shoulder joint right here. And then you connect it in. You may have to push a little bit. And then presto, you have the arm in on Bruticus. And then here's where you bring Vortex, which is the helicopter of the group. And his transformation is, well, his articulation is simple. His head rotates 360. His arm can move out. It can spin all the way around. Bend at the elbow. His legs can kick out. Move forward. Move back. Bend at the knee. And that's get him in his helicopter mode, which is kind of like Blade and Alpha Bravo on the two previous Autobot combiners I did. And here you got the front end done. And then you just connect his arms to his sides. But you also, before you close up his legs, you do want to open them up. But I'm going to have to redo his legs where his feet so we have to get him open. Because I did that kind of half backwards. But you want to open his legs like this so they can collapse on each other or collapse on themselves. But his is the way you have to turn around. So you can get them to snap into place once you hook them up. And once you get the propeller in, you take this tail piece, the tail rudder, put it in like that, and boom, you've got Vortex in his helicopter mode. And to turn him into arm mode, you want to undo the nose cone and set him up like you were doing his feet.
Turn over Duke's parents first. My associate Breaker is standing by with a copy of your holiday message. If he doesn't hear from you in the next 5 minutes, the true face of Cobra is out.
Here is my counteroffer, Lieutenant. You don't waste my time bluffing, and I won't waste yours pretending to negotiate. You want the true face of Cobra? It will be the very last thing you see.
And you want to, if you get it looking like this, you want to take his head back, or this piece back, the tail fin back, so you can bring this out, the connector port out. And have the tail fin like this, and you got him in his hand mode, and then you put the other hand in. And I forgot to put the blaster in his hand, so I'm going to do this as one big blaster. But you had the blaster like this to make one big super rifle, and you just do like the clay plug-in and plug it in, and have his hand like, you want to rotate the hand around because I had it the wrong way. No, I had it the right way. I just had the gun on the wrong side. And you want to have it where he's like this. Bring Bruticus back in, and you connect him in the same way you did with Blast Off. And but you just plug him in the other shoulder blade, or the other shoulder adaptation.
Sam! Hey, folks. You're about to meet him. Thanks for asking. Mom, Dad, meet my new family. Yeah, sir.
And then you got Bruticus, you know, at least his arm ports on. Which, sorry, it's not all that good. But you see him when he's actually completed. Then we will look at Swindle, the conniving. Whoa, there I am bumping my thing, my tripod. But then you got Swindle, the conniving little con artist. And his head does swivel. Arm goes out, spins all the way around, bends at the elbow. No wrist transformation, no wrist movement. Slay kicks out, kicks forward, kicks backward, bend at the knee. So let's go ahead and get him transformed, which is just combine him. Well, before you combine his legs together, you want to have it to where his legs can come in on the side and cave in on each other, which will look like this. You do the same with the other leg. Connect it in, Connect them together. And let me see how his arms do it.
I told Vince to meet us back at the house.
Yeah, we need to get you someplace safe. You can have a couple of crooks walking around town. Quite the home for the holidays I've been to, so they needed it. LB 1095, please pull to the next window. Well, well, well. From Eagle quarterback to minimum wage slave. I know you. Falcon linebacker with a big mouth. Hello? State champion Falcon linebacker. Next stop, West Point. You're gonna play ball for the Army. Congratulations, sir. My friends call me Flint. You can call me Sir and fetch me an order of chili fries. And you can stick it, because my shift's over. Flint. Hey.
Aha. So you're going to get each arm to where they're folded up and in and looking like this. So, best way to do it is to bring this up, rotate his forearm around to where they go in, and boom. And then you get the, make sure you squeeze this part in, and then you want to lift these parts in, and boom, you got Swindle in his Jeep mode. And then to have him in his, figured in his leg mode, which you basically want to get this piece, the connector port up, where it's all the way up. You know, like that, where it's up like that.
I told you to stay away, Duke. Stand down. It's my brother.
Take the front pieces and fold them out like this, so we got room for his foot.
Can we please be a family again? Just for one night?
And
I'm really sorry. It's okay. No, it's not.
then you get the foot hooked on, and he's like that, and then you just connect him to Bruticus right there at these adaptions. Ah! And I'm going to switch hands on the gun while we're doing it before we go and look at Brawl. So I'm going to bring Brawl in for y'all to look at Brawl while I do this. Okay, so let's do Brawl, the tank of the team, which his head does rotate. Or as I like to do him, the Enforcer. He can move at the hands, but mine's got the loose ball joints. But his arms can go like this. Legs can kick forward, back, bend at the knee. He's got an ankle pivot. But it's just like his joints are loose for my example. But to get him in his tank mode, you just fold his hand up and make sure they connect, like so, on both hands.
The Springfield Four. Their target was Cobra Pharmaceuticals. Their crimes, armed robbery, sabotage, and murder. Their identities, Sergeant Conrad Hauser, Lieutenant Shauna O'Hara, Corporal Marvin Hinton, and Private First Class Nikki Lee. Their current whereabouts is in custody. We go live to a Cobra News exclusive.
And of course, his legs are just like Swindle, where you curve them in.
The captives are to be transported to Washington, D.C. for arraignment.
With these dangerous felons off our streets, we can all breathe a sigh of relief. I tried to clean up your mess from here, Baroness, but those
Swivel his waist around.
My apologies, Commander, but those
your excuses recover my hard drive. Will it keep
may remedy this. That hard drive will not make it to DC, and neither will the Joes.
And then you just connect the hand or the arms and the legs together when you bring the legs up.
Accused of a crime they didn't commit. A ragtag band of fugitives fights a covert battle to clear their names and expose the insidious.
Where you got him like this so far. And you just bring the turret back.
Some call them heroes. But these determined men and women think of themselves only as ordinary Joes. And this is their story. So, Duke. You okay, brother? Seriously? Vince was just trying to protect his family. It's an objective we can all appreciate.
Our families were safe as long as the Cobra thought we were dead. Therefore, just had to invite the press.
I said just lay it all on the table and make who the hard drive belongs to.
Well, did we learn anything after what happened with the Dollar? We trust no one.
Flint might be a little hard, but he's clean. Lady J has proven herself.
Too risky. We say nothing until Abernathy has the proof in his hands. Then we'll reveal the true face of Cobra.
5 minutes to intercept, Baroness. Nice gloves.
A gift from listening cousin. Dexter.
I'm thinking it's done now.
And make sure he's all squozen in. And then you got him in his tank mode. Which I think he makes a better looking tank than he does a robot. You know. But, you know, and he does roll. Good rolling points. And to get him in his this mode, you just want to get this adapter out. The connector.
We'll get to that in a second. First, we're gonna have us a little chat.
We have nothing to say.
To where he's looking like this.
And I believe the only
And you just connect the foot on.
as blowing up that Cobra plant is if someone paid you a lot of Benjamins to do it. Hey, we look like we've been.
And then you could also lift the turret up.
You need the money for your family. Is that it?
Excuse me.
And then you get him where he's like this. And you just connect him.
You are not authorized to interrogate us.
Duke, you have a history of making one bad decision after another. It's time to reverse the trend, don't you think? What's really going on here? Duke, we're friends. I'm trying to help you.
You can't seriously call yourself his friend.
I have always been his friend. When he blew his knee out and lost his scholarship, I pointed him towards the future in the military. When he was a faithful private, I tried to get him recognized for his actions. All clear.
Okay, I see something that I did wrong. On Swindle.
Private Scoot, listen to me. Press your trigger. Safe as long as you don't move your foot, understand? Yes, sir. Everyone behind the wall. Get the bomb squad down here, stat. That'll take forever. I gotta get off this thing now. I can't breathe. I think I'm gonna pass out.
But I fixed it. There we go. And then we have, well, now Bruticus is a little short on the legs.
I vouch for you, Duke. The last thing I wanted to do was embarrass him. But I couldn't accept that. Scoot stepped in line. I failed to clear. You still saved his life. When someone goes to the mat for you, I didn't deserve accolades. I had your back.
And then here we are with Bruticus. You know, as Bruticus in the this off third-party Transformer, he does look pretty cool as Bruticus. You know, that's what I'm talking about in a combiner. You know, the aerial bots have got the same look. So I would, instead of the Decepticons and Bruticus, I would have seen that as a good pair-up, a good matchup as rivals. You know what I mean? He is a good-looking Transformer. Or a good-looking combiner. You know, this is a top-tier combiner, being that it's a third party, but it's still cool. I mean, you could tell by the off-brand Decepticon logo. But to conclude my Manosaur video that I did last week, I do claim Manosaur with the Legacy line as a awesome combiner. You know, he's a little higher than Bruticus here, but this Bruticus is third party, so it's a given. But Manosaur is also a good-looking Decepticon combiner. So are the Constructicons and the team that I'm going to do next week in the Terracons. So, or as I'm going to do on New Year's Day, which is the Terracons. But that's it for this week. I hope you have enjoyed. See you in the next one. And Happy New Year and we will see you with the first Transformers of the year on Thursday. See you in the next one. Peace.